It's time for Maggie and the Moms, sponsored by Tampa General Hospital.
Welcome to Maggie and the Moms, where we celebrate but never sugarcoat parenting. No topic is taboo. Why that should be your motto with your children is first up for discussion today with our panel. C.G. Castro, mother of 3 and the founder of Domestic Gourmet. Kiva Williams, also a mother of 3 who founded Mahogany Kids. And I would like to say that because of her efforts to bring art to minority children, Kiva has been nominated in our nationwide Remarkable Women contest right here at WFLA. So deserving. Congratulations and good luck, Kiva.
Congratulations.
And we have remarkable woman and mother of 4, the host of our sister show, Bloom, Gail Guayardo. Thank you so much for joining us. And you guys planned the outfits perfectly, I must say.
We're spring ready, right?
You guys are spring ready. All right, so our first topic is an important one. It was inspired by a video from the Endometriosis Foundation of America that they're hoping to get into every single high school. This is a video and a topic that's very personal for our panelist, CG over here, who actually voices the character of the mother in the pilot episode Maya's Story, which is about a teenage girl named Maya who's a star on her high school's basketball team. She wakes up with stabbing pain in her abdomen one morning, and it's so bad that she has to stay in bed and miss an important game. Now, she had always felt that pain, but had kind of kept it to herself. Finally, she decided to tell her mom, who told her it was just something she have to live with.
It's sadly just a part of being a woman, Maya. I actually experienced this pain too, as did your aunts and your grandma. We just don't really talk about it.
I'd never known that before, that so many people in my family had lived with this pain. They just didn't talk about it. I remember thinking, but why? Because it was period pain? Those were supposed to be some of the best years of my life, but there were so many difficult days.
That is very familiar to CG, who not only voices the mother, but also lived this story.
I did.
So
Started
you,
at 9 years old.
You were that little girl. You were Maya, feeling the pain since you were 9 years old, and thinking what?
That it was just part of becoming a woman. My mother didn't have endo. Her periods were never painful. So I suffered, and I just thought that's just how it was. And it wasn't until 30 years later that I met another woman with endometriosis. And that was actually just, 2 years ago.
And so it took you 30 years
Took
to
me 20
find out.
years.
20 years to find out that you had endometriosis the whole
Stage 4.
time. Stage 4. Able to successfully have children, though.
It took 7 miscarriages, multiple surgeries. I'm very fortunate to have my 3 girls.
You
Absolutely.
are. And we're so happy that you're here and healthy, and I know you've been through it. And so why so important to get that video and that message, really, because it's a message that all of us moms can take away, not just about endometriosis, but about talking about everything that's going on with your body, talking about everything that's going on with your life, not keeping it to yourself and not dismissing it if someone does bring it up to you.
Absolutely. Growing up, it was this mindset of sometimes it's painful to be a woman. Beauty is pain, right? How many of us heard that
before?
Every
A lot.
one of us.
Yes.
That is not true.
Okay.
And that is not okay. And now, for me, it took 20 years for a diagnosis. Now, on average, it's still 10 years for a diagnosis. Wow. And this is a disease that affects more than 1 in 10. So many people still, are experiencing endometriosis. And unfortunately, the only way to diagnose it is through surgery. So we need to teach our youth how to advocate for themselves. And the way we can do that is through teaching them the signs and symptoms of endo. Because unfortunately, we don't have enough specialists just yet.
Bravo to you for getting that word out. Gail, you're the mother of 4 daughters. Did you always have that policy where we're going to talk about everything?
100%, and specifically about gynecological issues. On Bloom, we talk a lot about getting your daughters into an OBGYN or GYN at an early age. And I think back in the day, that was associated with, they're having sex.
Right.
And if I take them to the GYN, that means I'm promoting that. No, you're making it comfortable for your child to talk to a doctor and have a relationship. So I have taken all 4 of my daughters early on, sat them with one of the coolest nurse practitioners in the Tampa Bay area. That is where the practice I had all 4 kids with. And just talk to them, hear their voice, and let's go visit and start that conversation, because I think you face everything in life as a woman healthier if it's not taboo.
Amen.
Yeah.
And you referred me to that person,
Yes,
and I took
Sherry
my
Gordon.
daughter as
She's
well.
amazing.
And you know what? I think it's so important to just, I want my daughter to know that there is nothing she can't say to me, and it doesn't have to be a whisper. You could say it in front of, if your family is your safe space, you can talk about your period in front of your brother, because by the way, he should know too. He's going to have girlfriends and wives. I want you to know everything that's going on with your body as a woman. I want you to know that you're not the first, the last, or the only one, that whatever it is happening to. And I don't know that I do a lot right in parenting. Like, I wonder, I'm like, I'm just doing my best. But I feel like Mike and I really kind of got it right where this is concerned. We were very intentional about saying, we're going to talk about everything. You're going to talk to Mikey about what's happening with him as a man. I'm going to talk to Daniela, and we're all as a family going to talk about everything. You have boys and a daughter. So how do you guys approach it?
Well, I love this conversation because this was a reminder, because I have a 7-year-old, and you know, these topics haven't come up yet, but I want to be available to her, and I want to make her let her know that she can talk to me, you know? And so my husband takes the lead on that, but like you said, we're open family, so these conversations are well needed.
Well, bravo. All right, ladies, we're going to spin the wheel. Gail, first time on this set spinning the wheel. Spinning it, first topic to come up, you'll see right down there. And it is going to be, do you still, all right, this is a marriage question. I'm just going to leave it sitting there and let you fill in the blank. Now, do you still flirt with your spouse? And what got me to thinking that is an article that I read in Self Magazine. Apparently all over TikTok, they're talking about flirting. I don't know. There's something called sticky eyes flirting. It's a trend. Basically, from what I understand reading this article, I don't do this, but you look at the person that you're trying to, flirt with, and then as soon as they look at you, you look away, and then you look back at them, and then you hold the eye contact until they come over to you. What? And they will come over to you, guaranteed. Whatever. It just made me think, thank God I don't have to date anymore.
Oh, yes, I saw that clip, and I thought the same thing.
I very much do flirt with Mike. I think it's important, Kiva. Do you agree?
I agree. But see, where you have to make sure you're fulfilling the flirting, right? So, like, I'll text my husband, but then I have to follow up, because as the night goes on, I'm like, okay, all the things I said to you in the text, I have to actually do now. Because during the day, you're like, oh, it's all like fun and games. And then it's like, oh, okay. So make sure you follow up, ladies.
Follow up on the flirt. CG, do you guys flirt? How long have you been married?
We're going on 13 years next month.
Okay. Still flirtation in the marriage?
Absolutely. And it's funny, because I asked him, I know I flirt with him, and I flirt with him through text and whatever. But I asked him, I'm like, how do I flirt with you in public? He's like, with your eyes. And it's true. Like, we'll be at events, and I give him those eyes, and he knows to come on over.
Show me those eyes. No, you're not going to say with me. Save it for your husband. Save it for your husband. Gail, I know the answer. Of course you flirt with me.
I do, 100%.
So lovey-dovey.
Even this morning, he was in my way, and I was patting him on the butt. I'm like, I'm just looking for an excuse. I tell the dog, I'm like, I'm just looking for an excuse to pat Dad's butt.
I agree with all of it. The texts are huge. The texts in the middle of the day with a promise or anything else that you want to say that's flirty, definitely a must-do. All right, we have time for a super quick last spin of the wheel. I think we only have about a minute, so hopefully it'll be like a fill-in-the-blank kind of thing. All right, something that you would put on your honey don't list. Make it super quick. Honey don't.
Try to clean the countertops.
Kiva?
Try to clean the bathroom. Just leave it to me. Love you, but I'll do it. Yeah.
I don't have one. I accept help wherever I can get it.
Very nicely done.
I don't care. I'd rather help than no help.
So
wow, bravo to you, because so many times we're like, he's like, I'll do this, and then they do it wrong, and then you fix it.
Right.
And I think that discourages helping again.
I fix it when he goes to take a shower. At the end of the night, he's like, you go get in the shower first, and then I'm wiping down the countertop.
And if he catches you in the act of fixing it and he gets offended, it's time to follow up on the text and promises that you made earlier in the day, guaranteed to help them forget about everything. Thank you, ladies. So much fun having you here.
Awesome. Thank you.
And thanks again, CG. The conversation continues on the Maggie and the Moms podcast. Please go check it out on WFLAnow.com or on YouTube. Watch there. And of course, you can also listen on all major podcast platforms. Daytime, we'll be right back.